Hello, I'm Ryan Clark from the Port Coquitlam Sports Alliance, and welcome to the home of what's going to be one of the most exciting soccer hubs in Western Canada. The partners in this project, the British Columbia Government, City of Port Coquitlam, BC Soccer, all contributing to what will be a $14 million project, which is going to be making it one of the most exciting soccer hubs in Western Canada. On the day here, we had Mr. Farnworth speaking, obviously members of British Columbia Soccer, Bev Priestman, Olympic gold medal champion, here on behalf of Canada Soccer Women's. Would be a great addition to have a training environment here for them, and obviously is an exciting place to host international events as we lead up to the 2026 World Cup, as Canada being one of the hosts. Why this is going to become one of the most exciting soccer hubs in British Columbia? It's a great partnership that's been formed between the City of Port Coquitlam, the British Columbia Soccer Association, which is the governing body for soccer for BC, as well as the provincial government, has all been generously contributed in to make what's going to be close to a $14 million facility that's going to include a grandstand facility, a veranda for entertainment, as well as the BC Provincial Soccer Association's main offices, along with conference areas, side warm-up fields, and other amenities that's going to make it a great place to host events for all types, all ages, all abilities, as well as a place where we can develop officials, a place where we can develop new coaches. It's going to bring a big bunch of excitement to the area, big excitement to the city, obviously great for the local businesses, which is obviously very exciting, but most of all for the entertainment. Now our local community members can walk down here and be entertained at any time, because there's going to be great games going on, whether it's for youth, whether it's for adults, and obviously as we get ready to host, as Canada I should say, gets ready to host the 2026 World Cup, we hope that we can be included into any of the training mixes for the international squads to be able to land here and have a great place to train and be part of the action here, all in Port Coquitlam. Couldn't think of a greater place than Gates Park. What a wonderful place to be, and get ready for a very exciting future here starting in late 2023.
Chief Ed Hall was unable to join us to welcome us to the Coquitlam traditional territory. I'd also like to acknowledge our city councillors who are here with us today. Councillor Darling. Thank you. Councillor McCurrick. Councillor Pollock. And Councillor Penner. Councillor Washington and Councillor DuPont were unable to join us today and sends their regrets. But now we'd like to hear and get a welcome from our city's mayor, Brad West.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. What a beautiful day here in the heart of Port Coquitlam in more ways than one. You know, I had the opportunity to speak to Chief Hall briefly, and I'm sorry he wasn't able to be here, but he relayed to me his excitement and enthusiasm about what this announcement means for young people in all of our communities. And it truly is an exciting day for Port Coquitlam. 5 years ago, it started as an idea. And from that idea, nurtured by the hard work and input of many people, here today emerges a vision. And now, thanks to support from the provincial government, we begin to make that vision a reality. As you've heard, the vision is for a new, state-of-the-art, world-class soccer hub right here in Gates Park. A second-to-none facility that will put this community on the map as the premier sports city in the province. But what I really want to highlight today is what all of that means to people. Because what is really special, what really counts, is the stories behind the new amenities. For kids playing soccer and other field sports, it means an unparalleled experience where they can grow and develop, create lifelong friendships, learn some of the most important lessons that life has to teach, and maybe aspire to one day wearing the maple leaf, representing our country. It'll mean having access to training and coaching and putting your feet on the same field as world-class athletes. For adults, it means increased opportunities for recreational activity through every stage of life. For our community, it means spin-off benefits as we have the opportunity to showcase our city's potential for high-level matches and events in the lead up to the 2026 World Cup, right here in Vancouver, right? It means for both now and well into the future that we will have a community asset that will support all of our residents looking to stay active and healthy, provide a dynamic new public space, further support the energy and vibrancy that we are adding to our city with other projects, and will be a boon to our local businesses. I think that's what they call a win-win. You agree? What do you think? I want to take a few moments to thank the team that made this happen, because as we all know, you don't pull something like this together without a lot of hard work and the odd sleepless night. First, to our MLA and our Deputy Premier, Mike Farnworth. I wanted to get a hologram mic like they have on the Grammys, but we weren't able to do that. We wouldn't be standing here without your efforts, Minister. From the very beginning, you saw the value and the benefit that this would bring not only to your hometown, but to the province. You were steadfast in your commitment, you never stopped working on this, and you were true to your word. I cannot thank you enough for everything you've done for Port Coquitlam in your efforts to secure this funding, and I cannot say enough how fortunate we are to have you representing this community so well. Thank you, Minister Farnworth. And now we get to talk about our next project with you. To my colleagues on City Council, I want to recognize your support of this project from day one and for your determination to make it happen. I think of Councillor Pollack, who was literally here on day one, walking Gates Park with BC Soccer, showing them what we had to offer. When we ran into challenges along the way, we found ways to keep moving forward. That commitment has brought us here today. I want to thank all of you. And I want to acknowledge Councillor Darling, who's our designate for sports and recreation, for being a real champion of this project and for the very hands-on role that he played to get us here. I want to also acknowledge our MC, Ryan Clark, the Executive Director of the Port Coquitlam Sports Alliance, for being instrumental to this project and in fact making the early connections between the city and BC Soccer to get the ball rolling. Ryan, thank you. Behind all of the amazing things we do in our city is our tremendous city staff. And I want to thank them for everything they've done behind the scenes, often without fanfare, to make this and other projects possible. So thank you to our staff. And I want to thank both POCO Euroright FC Soccer Association and BC Soccer for their partnership in creating something very special, and we look forward to a very long relationship and partnership together in the future. So thank you to both of you. I'll just end by saying this is what community building is all about. This is what it looks like. Partners in different levels of government coming together to deliver something that will make a positive difference in the lives of our people. It's about these kids right here. Whether it's soccer, field lacrosse, or other sports, when we make investments like this to create more opportunities for our kids, we're not only making an investment to make our community better right now, we're also making an investment in our community's future. It's an incredible day. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you all back at the ribbon cutting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor West. That was great. And now, Mr. Jason Elliott, Executive Director of BC Soccer. Jason.
I won't be as long as Mayor West, I promise. Firstly, what we do with BC Soccer is for the players. So let's give a hand to all the players that are here today. So having a proper footballing and soccer home has been a goal of BC Soccer for 15 years, probably more. And it's exciting to be standing here today knowing that that's exactly what we're going to be getting in a shorter time frame than I thought, which is fantastic. The individuals involved in BC Soccer love the game and the experience it brings to the over 100,000 players that play it across our province. We know that sport, and for us soccer, contributes massively to the healthy people and healthy communities. Anytime that we're creating environments or infrastructure facilities that promote sport and soccer, we're improving and investing in people's lives. Our membership extends to every corner of the province, and just because we're going to have this beautiful new home here in Gates Park doesn't mean we're not going to continue to do what we do with all of our members across the province, including hosting events in all of their beautiful facilities that they have in the north, Okanagan, Kootenay Rockies, Vancouver Island. After a couple of big announcements last week around the World Cup and also the new stadium development in Langley with a CPL franchise coming to town, we feel very grateful that the province and municipalities are investing in our sport. I want to recognize and thank BC Soccer Board and staff. A lot of them are here today, but also the ones that have been here before them. This is a project we've been working on for years, probably about 18 years actually. Specifically want to acknowledge and thank our first Vice President, Carlos Grosso, who's with us tonight, or today. He was a big involvement in this project with Mayor West and Darling as well, and Ryan Clark behind me. So thank you, Carlos. A huge thank you to the BC government and also the City of Port Coquitlam. It really feels that people are understanding the value of sport and what soccer brings to the community. We also want to thank Canada Soccer for their ongoing support, and thank you to Charlie Cazzetto, who's a board member here today, also past president of BC Soccer. Along with women's national team Bev Priestman, who's with us here today. You'll hear from her, but thank you for attending today and supporting us. Also our current president, Gail Staton. Thank you for all the leadership that you've been providing to the organization. It won't be long before this facility is buzzing with people and buzzing with players, not only from this community, but from all other communities. And for us, that's a win for not only the location, the city, the sport, but BC as a whole. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jason. And now for someone who needs no introduction, our Canadian women's national team head coach and Olympic gold medalist, Bev Priestman.
I'm just going to lower the microphone so that you can hear me. Listen, I think the success we've had both with the women's program and the men's program is all born out of a vision and people who, you know, previous had a vision to make something happen. And I think, you know, with this facility and the people involved, the partnerships to make this happen, visions are hard work to achieve. But I think, you know, well done and congratulations to the people involved to make this happen. I think, you know, BC's had a rich history. You only have to look at those who landed on the podium last summer. You know, you've got the all-time world's greatest goal scorer from BC. You've got Julia Grosso, who put the ball in the back of the net, whose dad's we just heard about there. But I think, you know, there's been a rich history in BC. Some unbelievable people, players who've come through and done unbelievable things for Canada. And that all started at the grassroots in parks, in programs, in commitment through, you know, people who've invested in the sport in this city. So I'm really excited to see and hear of the new generation who are going to come through this facility. You know, again, I'll congratulate those involved who had an unbelievable vision and are making that come to life. So excited to see the next generation come through. Excited to, as the women's national team, hopefully come and use this facility and be part of that in the future. Yeah. So thank you very much and congratulations to everyone involved. Thanks.
Thank you, Bev. Thank you. And just for on the local flavor, I'd like to welcome up here now the president of Port Coquitlam You're Right FC Soccer, President Sean Walker.
Good afternoon. First off, we'd like to acknowledge that Port Coquitlam You're Right FC does operate, train, and play on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Coquitlam First Nation. On behalf of the club, I'd like to thank Mr. Farnworth, in the province of BC, Mayor West and Council, the City of Port Coquitlam, and the BC Soccer Association for your partnership, along with the many individuals who have worked tirelessly to make this dream a reality. We are a community-based, volunteer-run grassroots club. We serve youth from the age of 3 all the way through the age of 18, along with many adult teams who are all going to benefit from this enhanced facility. We're going to see benefits in our multi-sport athletes with lacrosse and our local high schools, both Riverside and Terry Fox, really using a great new facility that we're going to have here in Port Coquitlam. We couldn't be more excited to welcome BC Soccer and know that this is just going to be a great partnership for everyone, and we're going to get to watch our kids grow and learn and play harder. Enhanced training opportunities for our coaches, for our referees, for everyone involved from the sport. But most of all, it's going to be a great community hub. We're going to see our families come together, our parents, our grandparents, siblings, cheering on our young athletes and our old athletes. And that's what's really all about. You know, our club motto is growing our game, and growing our game doesn't just happen on the field. It's not just who's scoring goals or who's winning games. It's that whole community around it and bringing those families together. So we couldn't be more excited to get some shovels in the ground, and we thank everyone that's here today. Thanks very much.
Bev, a big part of obviously being an Olympic gold medal team right now, but you also have to build for the future. What is a new big facility like this? What can that do for the future?
I think it can, you know, a young player stepping foot on a world-class facility week in, week out, I think that generates an unbelievable love for the sport, a commitment, and I think to have that on your doorstep in this beautiful city, I think that's going to foster a love for the game that these players will commit many, many hours, and who's to say the next global superstar like Christine Sinclair can't come out of this facility, because it's going to be world-class.
What does this mean, do you think, for across BC? What do you think this really does? Do you think this really ignites what could be just a continuous flow of obviously opportunities and successes, and obviously continue to put Canada big time on the map for the world?
Yeah, absolutely. I think when you have a world-class facility, it draws things as well. So it's not only the community and young players experiencing it, but you'll also attract, you know, national teams, professional entities. And I think to, again, put that on the doorstep to help kids fall in love with the sport, use a world-class facility to host things, I think the opportunities are endless. And I think the people involved to have that vision to bring this to life is going to see the rewards in many years to come.